We're so interconnected, there's no possibility of making it alone. We must work together. The developing nations like India, certainly China, we look at Korea, we look at Indonesia, we look at Sri Lanka, we look at all the developing markets, and we realize that everyone is hungry for a seat at the banquet table. We all want that banquet, and we're willing to do anything necessary to get a seat at the table, while those of us who are rich and comfortable are resting on laurels. We're pedaling in neutral. We're enjoying the fruits of our labors, and we don't understand that it's easier to get on top than it is to stay on top. Instant access to information. Where else in the world could I come that people know more about instant access to information than right here in this city? You know, in the palm of your hand, you have every library in the world instantly at your grasp. Every song, every picture, all of history in your hand. The greatest gift of knowledge is available to us. In the old corporate culture, it used to be all top-down. In China, there still is a, if you will, managing by objectives and top-down. In fact, when I spend a lot of time in China, I said, what happens when people don't perform well? They said, we fire them right away. I said, but then you have to retrain and train new ones. And it gets very expensive if you're constantly firing, hiring, and training. And they said, well, right now, we don't have time to build these inner values and this dialogue, which is so imperative. The ability to hold a meeting and come in with an agenda and not present and then ask for questions. What happens when you have a powerful manager? He or she comes in and says, all right, let's go. What are we going to do today? I'll tell you. Let me tell you what we want, what we need, what we're going to do, what's so important, and what management says. Anybody have any questions? I didn't think so. Why would you ask a question if you felt stupid, if somebody just says yes or no answers? Instead, the best companies in the world have meetings with 6 to 8 people, and everyone at the table, regardless of rank, has an opportunity to speak or not speak. They don't have to. They're not coerced. They have an opportunity. So McDonald's just saved $250,000 with one of the lowest paid workers. The lowest paid workers said, well, if I was running this, which I'm not, I would put headsets on everyone. I would make sure I knew which shift had the fewest cars going through and which one had the most. And I would do this, this, and this. But I'm not running the place, but this is what I would do. And you will find that some of the people who are in the lower pay grades have the best ideas because they're closest to the customer. Closer to the customer, the better the interaction. When you get to be in the high level, like my friend Michael Dell. My friend Michael Dell was the first American under the age of 40 to become a billionaire. That was before Facebook, before Google, before Alibaba. Dell Computer. So Michael Dell was the first to become a billionaire. But what happened to him is instead of asking the customer how they wanted their laptop designed, they began to tell the customer what they were going to give them. And they gave them what was called the Olympic laptop. Biggest screen, most color, better than a Mac at the time. It had more RAM. It had more memory. It had everything that nobody wanted and no one asked for. He lost $177 million in a project that management, marketing thought without doing customer focus groups.